Hey guys, my name is Mike Ritter. I'm from Tampa, Florida. I'm a strength coach and a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, which is a really long way to say I like working with hormones and metabolisms and such. So I have a big passion about recovery. I myself have gotten so far to the competitive edge where I've run myself down to a nub, dealt with chronic fatigue. So from a personal standpoint, I've dealt with the need for recovery. I do enjoy training. I feel like people should move every day, but how you modulate your intensities, how you think, your personal stress levels have a lot to do with how well you recover. You'd be surprised how much stress the body can take as long as you're recovering in the meantime. So my tips are fairly simple. They work for my clients, and in the meantime, I think my definition of recovery, or my philosophy on recovery, is removing the things that make cells unhappy. So the things that make your mind and your cells and your body unhappy, the faster you remove those, you'll be surprised how well the body heals on its own and how much stress it can take on thereafter. So mindfulness is incredibly important. I'm big on creating an urgent versus important list early in the morning. How I frame my day in the beginning of the day is everything. Type A people, listen up. Make an urgent versus important list. All of your important tasks go on the right side of the paper. All of your urgent tasks go on the left side of the paper. This works crazy well for me. Just framing my day and separating tasks from things that absolutely need to get done today versus things that could get pushed off tomorrow helps create a sense of ease and a better flow and much more productivity to the day. At the end of the day, I get to mark off my urgent tasks that I've completed, and it helps bring a little bit of closure, so I go to sleep a lot easier. Nothing brings more stress than the unfinished task. From a physical standpoint, I use heart rate variability to modulate my intensities as I train. Very important to note that HRV does not become your training program. It just tells you information about your training program. Nothing about an app or any of this stuff should necessarily replace smart training principles, okay? So as you're using heart rate variability, I like Joel Jamieson's BioForce and Inner Balance's Heart Math. Both work very, very well. But Joel Jamieson's gives you is a very simple format. It gives you a heart rate variability score, and then it color codes its recommendations. Red, meaning lay low today. Amber, meaning you can move, but maybe pull back the intensities a little bit. And then green, meaning full on go. If you're sore or your joints ache or you're getting any other feedback that you should not be taking on intensity, I don't care what your nervous system read is, use smart training principles and follow that. Maybe you should take it a little bit easy if you have a joint issue, and especially if you're doing, don't do movements that your body's not qualified for. Okay, so if it hurts to do this, don't do this. Okay, find something that your body's able to do that you're actually qualified for, regardless of what heart rate variability says. That being said, should you get a red, or should you need to recover and keep the intensities low? I like to do controlled articulate rotations. Okay, that's a great way to help build range of motion, help enhance communication with the body without being super intense. So controlled articulate rotations could be something as simple as scapular retractions, moving scaps in a couple different directions. It's very important not to move any other part of your body, okay? Because again, this is all about enhancing communication to one part of the body. You can move the humerus, no rib cage movement or neck movement. Push the range of motion as far as you can. Okay, that helps build joint range of motion. It's very friendly to joints. Helps increase blood flow. All of the stuff that enhances recovery. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Another one is the spine. Okay, deadlifting, power cleans, kettlebell swings, overhead pressing. There's a lot of movements used in training that use that plane of motion. The spine takes a lot of vertical load. And so during recovery, I like to create better thoracic rotation, work on breaking up those stress lines. One way to do that is not quite a cat-cow, but articulating the spine, getting into full extension, and then moving, starting with the lumbar, one vertebrae at a time, up the spine. Okay, so working on communicating with every little piece of my spine. So that way, when I go back into training, some of that stress has been broken up, and I'll move all the way right back down again, one vertebrae at a time. Some of the stress gets broken up, and also, once you go back into training, the communication throughout your spine is much, much better. Therefore, you can handle different loads and keep control through acceleration, deceleration, different angles of your spine. You've still created some kind of control and reduced the risk of injury outside of a completely neutral spine. Those are some of my tips. I hope that they help. Super simple, but very effective as long as you're practicing them regularly. Also, obviously, prioritize sleep. Sleep's a huge one. Reduce blue light. I think everyone else has kind of pounded that one to death. Doc Parsley Sleep Remedy is my go-to to help enhance sleep, get into deep REM sleep. Everything that makes cells happy is top-notch on my list. I'm sure there's much more we can talk about, but that's the short version. Talk to you soon. Bye.